In a small village in Nigeria, there lived a boy named Chima. Chima was kind and hardworking, but his family was poor. He wore old clothes and had to walk a long distance to fetch water every day. Chima went to a school where most of the children came from rich families. There were two boys in his class, Emeka and Bayo, who always wore the latest clothes and had the best toys. They often made fun of Chima because he didn't have nice things. One sunny morning, Chima was on his way to school. He was carrying his tattered backpack when Emeka and Bayo approached him. "Look at your dirty shoes, Chima. Do you even wash them?" Emeka teased. Bayo laughed. "Maybe he doesn't have soap at home." Chima felt a lump in his throat but tried to ignore them. He knew that talking back would only make things worse. During recess, Chima sat under a big mango tree, reading his favorite book. Emeka and Bayo came over with their shiny new soccer ball. "Hey, Chima, want to play?" Bayo asked, smirking. Chima's eyes lit up. He loved soccer, but he rarely got the chance to play with a real ball. "Sure," he said eagerly, but as soon as he stood up, Emeka snatched the ball away. "Not with us, you can't. This ball is too expensive for you to touch." Chima's shoulders slumped. He watched as Emeka and Bayo ran off, laughing and kicking the ball between them. After school, Chima walked home slowly, thinking about what had happened. He wished he could stand up to Emeka and Bayo, but he didn't know how. He didn't want to get into trouble or make things worse for himself. When he got home, his grandmother, Mama Nkechi, noticed that he looked sad. "Chima, my dear, what's troubling you?" she asked gently. Chima sighed and told her everything. Mama Nkechi listened carefully, nodding her head. "Chima, remember that you are strong and special just the way you are. Wealth is not measured by money or toys, but by the goodness in your heart and the wisdom in your mind," she said with a warm smile. Chima felt a bit better after talking to his grandmother. He decided that he would try to find a way to make friends and show Emeka and Bayo that being rich didn't make them better than anyone else. The next day at school, Chima brought a small carved wooden lion his grandfather had made. It was simple, but beautifully crafted. During lunch, he showed it to some of the other children. "Wow, Chima, did you make this?" asked Ada, a girl in his class. "No, my grandfather did," Chima replied, smiling proudly. Soon, a group of children gathered around Chima, admiring the wooden lion and asking him questions about it. Emeka and Bayo watched from a distance, curious and a little jealous of the attention Chima was getting. Later that afternoon, the teacher, Mrs. Adebayo, announced a school talent show. "Everyone is welcome to participate," she said. "You can sing, dance, show a special skill, or anything you like." Chima's heart raced. He thought about the wooden lion and how much his grandfather had taught him about carving. Maybe he could show everyone what he had learned. He decided to enter the talent show. On the day of the talent show, Chima stood nervously backstage with the other participants. Emeka and Bayo were there too, dressed in expensive costumes for their magic act. When it was Chima's turn, he walked onto the stage, holding a piece of wood and a carving knife. He took a deep breath and began to carve, explaining to the audience what he was doing and how his grandfather had taught him. Slowly, the piece of wood began to take shape, turning into a small elephant. The audience watched in awe, clapping and cheering as Chima worked. When he finished, Mrs. Adebayo walked onto the stage and held up the elephant for everyone to see. "This is truly wonderful, Chima," she said. "You have shown us all a very special talent." Chima beamed with pride. The applause from his classmates made him feel like he was on top of the world. Even Emeka and Bayo clapped, though they looked a bit uncomfortable. After the show, Emeka and Bayo approached Chima. "Hey, Chima," Emeka said, looking a bit shy. "That was really cool. I didn't know you could do that." "Yeah, your carving is amazing," Bayo added. Chima smiled. "Thanks," he said. Maybe I can teach you sometime if you want to learn. Emeka and Bayo exchanged glances. We'd like that, Emeka said. From that day on, things started to change. Emeka and Bayo stopped teasing Chima and even began to respect him. They realized that being rich didn't make them better than anyone else, and that everyone had something special to offer. Chima felt happier than ever. He had made new friends and discovered that he could stand up for himself, not with anger or words, but by showing his true talents and kindness. And though there were still challenges ahead, Chima knew he could face them with the strength and wisdom his grandmother had always told him he had. One sunny afternoon, Chima was playing soccer with Emeka, Bayo, and their other friends. They laughed and cheered, enjoying the game. The rich kids and the poor kids were no longer divided, they were just kids having fun together. After the game, they all sat under the big mango tree to rest. Emeka, who had become quite friendly with Chima, turned to him and said, "Chima, you know, we were really wrong to treat you the way we did before. We are sorry." Chima smiled. "It's okay, Emeka. I'm just glad we're all friends now." Bayo nodded. "Hey, Chima, do you think you could show us how to carve wood like you do? I've always wanted to make something with my hands." "Of course," Chima replied. "We can start this weekend. I have some extra wood and tools at home." That weekend, Emeka, Bayo, and a few other kids went to Chima's house. They were excited to learn how to carve wood. Chima's grandfather, Baba Ifani, joined them too. He was happy to see so many children eager to learn the craft that he had taught Chima. Baba Ifani showed them the basics, and Chima helped his friends with their first carvings. They worked hard and soon produced small wooden animals. Though their carvings were not perfect, they were proud of what they had made. "These are great," Chima said, admiring everyone's work. "With practice, you'll get even better." As they continued to carve, they talked about their dreams and what they wanted to be when they grew up. Chima shared his dream of becoming a master craftsman and opening a workshop where he could teach others. "I want to be a doctor," Ada said. "So I can help people in our village." "I want to be an engineer and build things," Emeka said. "And I want to be a teacher," Bayo added, "so I can help other kids learn." They all laughed and imagined their futures, feeling more connected than ever. One day, while they were carving under the mango tree, Mrs. Adebayo visited Chima's house. She had heard about the carving lessons and wanted to see the children's progress. "These are wonderful," she exclaimed, looking at the carvings. "You all have so much talent. Chima, you have become a great teacher." "Thank you, Mrs. Adebayo," Chima said, feeling proud. Mrs. Adebayo had an idea. "How about we organize an exhibition at school? We can display all your carvings and invite everyone in the village to see them." The children were thrilled at the idea. They worked hard for weeks, creating new carvings and perfecting their skills. When the day of the exhibition arrived, the school hall was filled with beautifully carved wooden animals, birds, and other figures. The villagers came in large numbers, amazed by the children's talent. They praised the young carvers and bought many of the carvings to take home as decorations. Chima and his friends were overjoyed. Emeka's father, who was a wealthy businessman, was so impressed that he offered to sponsor Chima's education in a special arts school. "You have a real gift, Chima. You should have the chance to develop it further." Chima couldn't believe his ears. "Thank you so much, sir," he said, tears of joy in his eyes. With Emeka's father's support, Chima knew he could achieve his dream of becoming a master craftsman. He was excited about the future and grateful for the friendships he had made. Together, they had shown that kindness, talent, and hard work were more valuable than wealth alone, and as they looked forward to new adventures, Chima knew that this was just the beginning of a bright and promising journey. Chima's life changed dramatically after the exhibition. With the support of Emeka's father, he enrolled in the special arts school. The school was in the city, far from his village, and Chima was both excited and nervous about the new journey. On his first day, Chima marveled at the bustling streets, tall buildings, and the vast campus of the art school. He met students from different places, all eager to learn and share their talents. Though he missed his family and friends, Chima knew this opportunity was a dream come true. Chima's skills improved rapidly under the guidance of experienced teachers. He learned new techniques, explored different materials, and created intricate designs he had never imagined before. Each holiday, he returned to his village, bringing gifts he had made and sharing stories of his adventures with his friends and family. Back in the village, Emeka, Bayo, and Ada continued to carve wood, inspired by Chima's success. They started a small club, teaching other children the art of carving. The village began to thrive as more people learned new skills and worked together to create beautiful items they could sell at markets. Years passed, and Chima graduated from the art school with honors. He returned to his village, where he was greeted with cheers and smiles. With the help of Emeka's father, Chima opened his own workshop, just as he had always dreamed. The workshop became a center of creativity and learning, attracting people from nearby villages and even the city. Chima's workshop produced stunning wooden sculptures, furniture, and decorative items. He employed many villagers, giving them a chance to learn, work, and earn a living. The village transformed into a vibrant community known for its craftsmanship and artistry. One day, a national arts competition was announced, and Chima decided to participate. He worked tirelessly on a masterpiece, a grand sculpture that told the story of his village, his journey, and the power of friendship and perseverance. The day of the competition arrived, and Chima's sculpture stood tall among many other impressive works. The judges were amazed by the detail and emotion captured in the wood. When the winner was announced, Chima's name echoed through the hall. He had won first place. Chima's victory brought immense pride to his village. The prize money and recognition opened even more doors for the community. Chima used the prize to build a larger arts center, where people could learn not only wood carving but also painting, pottery, and other crafts. Emeka became an engineer and helped design the new art center. Bayo, fulfilling his dream of teaching, became a respected teacher in the village school. Ada went on to become a doctor, providing much-needed healthcare to the villagers. Chima's story inspired many, showing that kindness, hard work, and talent could overcome any obstacle. His journey from being bullied to becoming a celebrated artist and community leader was a testament to the power of dreams and the importance of never giving up. And so, Chima, once a poor boy teased for his old clothes, became a symbol of hope and creativity. His legacy lived on in the hearts of those he touched, proving that true wealth comes not from riches, but from the strength of character and the beauty of one's soul.